One time for the underdog. One time for the underdog. You got the world on you.
In this video, I'm going to go over correlation. I've had a lot of traders ask me, what do I look for when trying to see the difference in strength between currencies? So I decided to make a quick video to explain what I look for when trying to trade a strong pair against a weak pair. I have a trade here on GBP USD that I'm going to be using as an example. We don't know how far price is going to go for. We just always be ready for the trade. So for example, we have Asian session, market broke to the upside with a bullish engulfing candle, then moved sideways for about an hour before coming back down. But before this candle closed, we start going through our criteria, making sure this will be a valid setup. Yeah, we do have the information here with a strong confirmation candle, but there are other rules that we have on our checklist to make sure we're not trading against. I'll save that for another video. I'll just keep this as correlation. I'm not sure if there was news. I didn't look to see. Well, I'm not sure what made price go so far, but I'm just going to focus on the correlation, trying to find the A+ setups. So when we see the 50 EMA below the 200 EMA, we're only looking for sells. We're never going to go long with the 50 EMA pointing to the downside. This is another tip I want to give. If you want to master the strategy, just try to master at least one part of it. Try to do it step by step. Be a master at taking setups when the 50 EMA is below the 200. As long as you make sure every trade that you take is in line with that part of the criteria, you'll be a master at that. You know that every time you take a trade, the 50 EMA will be below the 200 if you're going short. If you're going long, then the 50 EMA will be above the 200 EMA. And if you follow that rule every time you take a trade, you're one step closer to mastering the strategy. And then you can focus on correlation. If every trade that you take has A+ correlation, you're one step closer to having a high win rate. So if you're going short on GU on these days, you want to make sure the pound is weak and then the dollar is strong. So the pound is weaker than the dollar because we had a directional move, EMA cross, and we're seeing these setups, the M pattern formations. A way that I look at dollar strength is by comparing to other pairs. For example, GU is going down. I also look at EU, a directional move and EMA cross, and the 50 EMA was below the 200 EMA. You can see, well, in the previous day, we already had the 50 EMA going below the 200. Price was already going down. We don't know how far it's going to go or if price is going to reverse from here. But we just try to look at the immediate trend, how market is going at that moment that we're trading. We see the EU is already falling. So that means the euro is weaker than the US dollar. Then we look at the Aussie dollar. AUD USD on this day also had the EMA cross, 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA, and it's also making the same setups. So what I'm looking for is for price to be moving the same way as the pair that I'm trading. So we saw that we're going short on GU, and we saw that EU was moving down. AU had the 50 EMA cross below the 200. It's also in a downtrend. And let's look at NCD USD. The same thing. We had a directional move, we had an EMA cross, and the 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA. So these pairs are all in a downtrend. GU, AU, EU, and NU are all in a downtrend. All have the 50 EMA below the 200 EMA, showing that USD is strong. Then we can look at USD pairs, like for example the US dollar Swiss franc, USD CHF. The trade that we were looking at was on Tuesday. So before the trade, USD CHF had a directional move with a strong bullish confirmation candle and started to go up. It also had an EMA cross. It didn't have the EMA cross before, like the other pairs we were looking short, but it did show a strong bullish engulfing candle, showing prices gaining momentum. Let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY, not sure if there was news around this time frame. Just like USD CHF, it has that same bullish engulfing candle. Price was moving sideways for a little while. It did have the EMA cross, but the EMA cross was probably after we took the trade on GU. Yeah, the trade on GU, it was 4:45 Eastern Standard Time, my time, New York time. For USD JPY, the short, the EMA cross was on at 7:15. When you're looking for a perfect correlation and you see this, for example, USD CHF was starting to go up, and USD JPY is also showing bullish momentum, but it still doesn't have an EMA cross, so you're not 100%. It could also be because of the yen, USD JPY, because the JPY was strong. You have to look at different currencies to see why price is moving the way it is. Two currencies are fighting each other. It's a weak currency and it's a strong currency. That's how price moves. If you see that USD JPY is moving in a downtrend, you know that the yen is strong. That's the reason. And then you can look at other pairs. And then let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD had a directional move a few days before. 50 EMAs above the 200 EMA. Price was going to go this high. When you're backtesting, don't look at, oh, price went this far. Just focus at the time of the trade that you took. So if I took the trade here at 445, I don't care what happened after. I'm backtesting correlations. So I want to see that if I would, on this day, I would have noticed that the USD CAD had the 50 EMA above the 200 EMA, which would be in line with my GBP USD trade. I was going short. The 50 EMA was below the 200. And then let's look at the dollar index. Again, the dollar index 50 EMA above the 200. So this is perfect correlation. This is A+ correlation. Let's go back to the pound dollar. And you do this before the close of the confirmation candle, because you would have noticed the M setup way before the close of the 15-minute candle. You will have 15 minutes to do your correlation and go through the checklist. You will see price moving sideways. Then you notice that once this candle opens, it starts moving below the 50 EMA, and that's when you expect the setup. So when you see the price closing below the 50 EMA, you go and start doing your correlation check. I'll give one more example. We'll check out USD JPY. I'll show this setup as an example. We had a directional move, EMA cross, and we have an M formation here. So if you were trading this day, you would have came in during London session. You would already noticed that we had an EMA cross and 50 EMAs below the 200 EMA. We would look for price to come back up towards the EMAs and give us a pattern. You will notice the candle start to close below the 50 EMA, and that's when you start doing your correlation check. Before the candle close, you start looking at the USD pairs just to confirm that you have a weak US dollar and a strong yen. So we'll look at USD CHF. 50 EMAs below the 200 EMA, confirming that we're in a downtrend, showing weakness around the time of our entry. Then we'll look at the USD CAD, also in a downtrend, 50 EMAs below the 200 EMA. And then we'll look at the dollar index. During the time of our entry, the price was moving sideways, but it was showing weakness, 50 EMA below the 200 EMA. When you're doing the back testing, you want to make sure that you're looking around the time of your entry. We know the price came down, but you want to look from the time of your entry back a session or two before. But as you can see, USD was weak the day that we traded USD JPY. Now we can also look at the JPY crosses. We have AUD JPY also in a downtrend, 50 EMA below the 200 EMA. Euro JPY also in a downtrend, 50 EMA below the 200 EMA. GBP JPY also in a downtrend, directional move, EMA cross, 50 EMA below the 200 EMA. And NZD JPY also in a downtrend. This confirms that the yen is strong. And we also looked at the USD crosses, which confirmed that the US dollar was weak, which made the USD JPY a great setup, a great trade, perfect correlation. You will enter after the close of the confirmation candle. Stop loss at the high, take profit 1 to 1, or you can go for more, but I usually go 1 to 1. It's an A+ setup, almost no drawdown. These are the type of trades you have to wait for. They might not happen every day, but once they do, they're almost guaranteed winning trades. This is how you become a 6-7 figure trader. Just follow these steps. I'm giving out free content, and over time you'll start winning more and more trades. You can trade larger size, and you'll be confident to be able to take these setups. That's all that I have for today. Thank you for the comments. If you like the content I'm providing, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It gives us an idea of what to make. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.